Neck of the Woods here. And in this video, I'm going to introduce a word, a terminology that I always use in my personal life outside of YouTube. And I've been using this word for many years now. Actually, I use a lot of words. I've coined a lot of phrases. You've heard me mention t-shirt nigga. T-shirt nigga is basically the stereotypical black thug. That's what I call t-shirt nigga. And I made two videos. Actually, I made two videos where I defined that, and I also made another video where I said t-shirt nigga rapper Trick Daddy tells the truth on black women. You could check that one out. That was a fairly popular video at that time. But this new word, new to you guys, you might not have heard me say it. The word is called Stanley. You guys are like, what's a Stanley? Okay, I'm going to tell you. A Stanley is what I refer to as the stereotypical older black man, African American, black American male, usually over the age of 40. Most of the time, in most cases, he's in the ages of 50, in his 50s or in his 60s or 70s. It's basically an older black gentleman. He's usually a baby boomer off top. He was probably born after World War II, but you also have a lot of Stanleys who were born prior to World War II. He was born in the 40s, he was born in the 30s, if he's still living. The older you are, that does not take away from you being a Stanley. Why did I create this terminology? Well, I felt that there wasn't a word attached to these things. When I create these words, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be cute. I'm being serious as hell when I say t-shirt nigga. That's my word. Other people say thug, whatever. I don't say thug. I say t-shirt nigga. That's what I say. I already explained that. But in this video, I'm talking about Stanleys. I have a problem with Stanleys. Within black culture, African American or black American culture, it's deeply ingrained in us that you're supposed to respect your elders. And I agree, we are supposed to respect our elders. A lot of that comes from the whole Christian background that many of us grew up with. It comes out of the Bible. You should honor your mother and your father, sort of thing. And then you should also honor people older than you. And in theory and in practice, that's actually a good thing. But see, the thing is, we have here in black American culture, most of these older black folks ain't shit. And I'm saying it right here, right now, here on YouTube. A lot of older black people ain't shit. And also in our culture, our black American culture, we're basically taught and programmed and indoctrinated that just because someone is older than you, like over the age of 40 or 50 or 60, and this being the only reason, just because this person's old, they get a pass. So that person can come across, can like just have the utmost fuckery you've ever experienced or observed, and you're supposed to give it a pass because that person is 57 years old. I was born and raised in Orange County, Southern California. That's a suburb, affluent area outside of LA. It's in between LA and San Diego. That's where my mom chose to be, chose to live. She got pregnant, had me, and raised me there. My mom's from the South, and she tried to raise me a certain way, and I was basically being raised around like a wide, diverse group of people. White people, Asian people, Middle Eastern people, a lot of Hispanic people, very few blacks. The few blacks that I was around, they were from out here. They was from California. They was not from the South, like my mom. My mom tried to bring some of her Southern mentality. And I think the whole Southern mentality and the Southern culture is ass backwards, upside down, retarded, stupid, and ignorant, and obsolete, and irrelevant. That's what I think of Southern culture. Me and my mom always clashed. But the point is, she tried to program me to that bullshit. You should honor thy mother, thy father, for thy days shall be longer. I always felt like I ain't honoring shit if you're not an honorable parent. See, I'm a black man. I'm not supposed to say that. But I just said it. I've always said it. So now you tie that right back into the Stanleys. The Stanleys definitely agree with that whole standpoint. Now you're like, okay, why do you call them Stanleys? Where did you come up with the name Stanley? Well, it's real simple. Look at any older black man, black American man, out in the street. What is his name? Usually his name will be Stanley. During his generation, that was the name that his parents named him. Stanley, George, Eugene, these old ass names, Abraham, old Stanley names, just old name, Isaiah, Stanley. That like Stanley is like an old man's name. So I said, well, that's the most common old man name that I could think of off the top of my head. So I'm just going to be like, yep, I'm going to call them Stanleys. Also, another thing about these Stanleys I don't like. These Stanleys never, ever have any respect for younger black men or the younger generation. They always on that Bill Cosby bullshit. Oh, you youngsters, you young punks ain't got nothing, man. You guys are always shiftless and late. Like, they just think the worst of us. They've always done that. I've always been like, why the fuck should I show you respect and you never show me respect? Well, because I'm old. I'm older than you. I ain't got to show you respect. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, you never gonna get no respect from me. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's a fucking Stanley doing his Stanley talk. We've all heard it. We all heard that old, cranky, disgruntled, older black man talking shit. That's what a Stanley would do. Stanleys are just full of shit. They talk shit and they hate on us younger black men. I hate the fact that just because you see that I'm a younger black man, I'm clearly young, you, in your mind, see, a Stanley is almost like a white supremacist in that even though a Stanley is black and he lives in the black community and he's all this black situation type stuff and around black people and does all this stuff and is always around black people, Stanley is like a white supremacist to us younger black men out here, in that they look at us because we're young and they automatically assume that basically we all are t-shirt niggas. In the Stanley's mentality, we are all t-shirt niggas. I'm not a t-shirt nigga. And that pisses me the fuck off, because I'm not no goddamn fucking t-shirt nigga. But just because I'm young and I grew up listening to rap music and hip-hop, and Stanleys have no respect for our current generation and culture. They grew up listening to the oldies, to Temptations and Marvin Gaye and all that fucking Stanley shit, Stanley music, which I listen to some of it too. But they will never listen to our hip-hop. Now in 2017, the hip-hop that's out now is garbage. I don't even listen to that shit. And that by me even saying that, I kind of sound like I'm a Stanley. I never thought I would even say that about hip-hop. But to them, there is no difference between Tupac Shakur and Lil Wayne and Future. To them, it's all the same. You see how ignorant they are? They will not give us any credit for our hip. Now, I think Lil Wayne and Future is whack as hell. But they think those guys, and then the hip hop from, like, you know, Nas and Tribe Called Quest and you know, Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg, the older Snoop Dogg, the first few albums that Snoop Dogg came out with, and Wu-Tang Clan and all that, they think all of it is the same when it's not. All of their music's not the same, so, and all of our music's not the same. You know, Stanleys get on my nerves. I've been talking about Stanleys for a while. There's very few older black men in my personal life that I respect and admire. And yeah, that's the whole deal with Stanley. There's really more to it. That's all I'm gonna say on this. I'm gonna come back with a part 2, because there's more I want to talk about on this whole Stanley thing. So I am signing out right now. Neck of the woods.